welcome Jesus. With this sound of worship, hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
great I am, we bow down, we fall down at your feet, you holy.
Hallelujah.
You are holy.
Hallelujah.
You are God alone. Nobody like you. There is no one that can be compared to you. You are holy. Lift your voice and say, He is God alone. We raise our hands as a sign of worship. Nobody like our God. Nobody like our God. We exalt your holy name. Say, Holy One. Yahweh, 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 you are greater. Yahweh, 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 you are God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Angels sing, the elders bow down. Glory and honor belongs to God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We raise our hands and say, there is no God like our God. Say, hallowed be thy name, 'cause you are God alone. We raise and say, Holy One, Holy One. With everything I have, I bless your name. Say, He's God. There is no other God beside you. No other God beside you. Essence and honor and glory and power belongs to you, God. Ageless one, we worship you. Say you are God and He's holy. And He's holy. Come on, raise your voice and sing with me. He's God. Hallelujah. You alone are God Almighty. Say, we bless your name. You are God all by yourself. Hallelujah. Say, He alone is God Almighty. Holy One, Holy One. There is no God like God. Declare, say, you are God. We love you. We love you. We love you. Blessed be your holy name. You are God Almighty. Say, we love you alone and we worship you. Say, your name is great. Your name is greatly to be praised. Your name is great. Your
Alright,
name is
it's that
great.
time again. We are here together to chit chat and talk about relationship, things that pertain to our lives. I'm so glad to be with you again. This is Kwame here. We are on our second show on Nine Talk. I promise you that we're going to go through some heavy stuff, so I want you to stay with me. We're going to have fun. This is going to be a learning experience. This is going to be an eye-opener. This is going to be a challenge, and even it's going to be something that will shock you a little bit. But we are going to get deep into a lot of good things. So stay with me in the next 2 hours. It's going to be an amazing experience. Don't go nowhere at all. Get your pad, get your paper, and take some notes, because we're going to talk about things that concerns you. I'm going to trust God to go through 5 tips that will transform how you see your search for a life partner. I'll be right back.
What's in life that do me? The Lord on my side. I am saved. It's not giving me spirit of fear. It's not giving me a reason to fear. He has given me power and a sound mind. So I don't fear who. I don't fear who. I don't fear who. I don't fear who. You're not alone, no. God is in control. The Lord on your side, you are safe. You're not alone. You're not alone. God is in control. You're not alone. The Lord on your side, you're not alone. You are safe. I know they fear. Waiting like they do. The Lord on my side. I am safe. I'm not afraid, 'cause I am not alone. God is in control. God is in control. I am not safe. I am not alone. God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. I don't fear who. Wait till life they do me. The Lord on my side. I am safe. Yeah, I'm not alone. You're not alone. God is in control. You're not alone. The Lord on your side. You're not alone. You are safe.
All right. We are back, and we're going to start our conversation. But there are some questions from last week that we have to tackle, so I want to kind of take some time and go through those questions. All right. So last week, let me just give you, those of you that are joining us. Last week we started a conversation on creating your own curriculum, or creating your own kind of plan that will get you married, and that's what we talked about. And I want to take some time today and kind of let you know the summary of that conversation. We said that intentionally place yourself in strategic social third spaces, so that you can connect with people in a meaningful way. And so that was what we were planning to talk about, and actually we did make the progress on that. So we're going to continue with that as well today, as we deal with the area of being aware of certain facts. So don't go anywhere. That's what I'll be right back to start that for you. Getting to know how to kind of frame your mentality for you to be able to have an advantage when it comes to the dating field. I'll be right back.
Anytime you choose the Lord, ancient word of a truth, AI. Your word is a light to my path, Lord. I put my hope in your word.
Your ways are higher. Your plans are better. You won't fail me. Lord, you won't fail me. Yeah. Your ways are higher than mine. Your plans are better. You won't fail me. Yes. You are God who cannot lie. Even when things don't go my way, I trust in your heart for me. Even when I don't see your hand, I trust you. I trust you. Yes. I trust your heart.
All right. We are back. So, we are going to take some of the questions that came last week, and then we're going to zero in right away to talk about the 5 tips for relationships. So this question came last week. It says, now, this is from a lady who's saying a guy within her circle, due to the way he talk or communicate with her or others turns her off in a way, right? But he's told the guy about it, and for almost 2 years, he hasn't changed his ways. Now, how do I approach it with him again? Because he's not making any change at all. All right, so now we are going to consider the fact that when it comes to individuals, don't try to change anybody. Don't try to change anybody, Don't try to change anybody. That is the first thing I would say, because it's going to waste your time and it's going to waste your energy. It's going to be something that you are trying to do over and over again, and you realize that it's not worth it at all, especially now that you are saying that you've kind of taken some time to even approach it. It's not going to work. You're going to be frustrated. So I'm going to kind of talk about few options you have, and then you can leave it at that. The first thing is that definitely, if there is something good in him, a quality in him that makes it worth pursuing him, and there's this quality that you wish he would change, then there's something there to go for. You know what I'm trying to say? And so with that, you can try a different approach on how to get his attention to that. You know what I mean? Now, how you approach it is also very important. Every person has a password. Every person has a password. And some people can access people, some people cannot. So if you know his password, a password pretty much is what you say to a person that makes him open up. And so if you don't get him to open up, everything you say will not go through. So get to find out his password, and when he opens up, then you tell him about it. Because until you get access, so for example, a password for some person might be might be a time where he is in his favorite zone, a time where he is in a zone where you've got his attention, that time for everything. So some people, their password is privately coming to them and kind of making it very special moment. You know what I'm trying to say? So know his password, and then that is where we communicate that. And also the password also has to do with how you say what you are saying and all of those good stuff. So what I will tell you right now is the fact that you have to do your best and find a way to bring it to his attention, not in an attacking way, but as to ask him, this is kind of how I feel about it. What are you going to do? And I feel if you do that, that will in turn cause you to get his take on it. So I wouldn't kind of want to say too much about it, but you have to get him to see the situation and you ask him, what is your take on it? All right. And so if any more questions come through, we are going to tackle it. But let me get to the assignment for today. So that we want to talk about tips that you must have to be able to engage in this dating world very, very well. There's going to be many tips that I'm going to share with you, but I've taught this class before and I'm going to teach it randomly. So I want to, in the order I taught it before, it's going to be different from the order I'm teaching it now, but still we're going to tackle on many things, right? So the first thing I would say is that you have to, this is going to touch your nerve right away. You have to, point number one, tips to consider when dating. Number one, you have to adjust your cultural and your preferential appetite. All right. What do I mean by that? When it comes to the dating world, you have to learn to adjust your cultural and your preferential appetite. What it means is that for those of you that are in the diaspora, you have to keep it at the back of your mind that when you leave Africa, you change from African to a global citizen. When you leave Africa, you change from African to be a global citizen. Some of my friends that travel, they have even a passport that makes you a global citizen. And so if you are the type of person that your cultural preference and your flavor has always been tied to, as for me, I have to marry a Ghanaian and all of that, I understand the family pressure. I understand the cultural pressure. But you as an individual, you have to understand the way the world is going. So you cannot have this mentality that, as for me, only Ghanaian is the person I'll marry. As for me, only Ashanti man. So if I'm speaking to those who are in the diaspora, if you travel, trust me, you will be happy and joyful with somebody from another nationality, and you'll be happy you married him or her if only you can think differently. Some people have gone to mental institution by marrying the girl that comes from their village. And some people have gone to paradise institution by marrying a Puerto Rican girl. So the first thing is you have to change and adjust your cultural and your preferential flavor. I'll tackle the fact that what if my mom says no, what if my dad says no. I'll tackle that part. All right. So as an individual, the advantage you have is the fact that the world is becoming smaller. Do you understand that? Back in the day, let's say 25 years ago, if you bring a foreigner to your house, you have no culture. You have no culture if your family don't like the person. You understand? Because you depend on your culture to kind of host each other. But today, as I'm speaking, the world has become so small, cultures are merging. So a new culture is emerging called the human culture. And the human culture is big enough that you and your partner can buy into that culture and be happy so that your family will catch up with you. It's sensitive, I know, but I want you to know that if you want, we know this already. Before it was culture, first it was class, where a rich person and a poor person cannot marry and all of that. They made 600 movies about it. In this day and age, 2020, I put it to you that if your family are still and the thing is, you have traveled out of the country. I know some of you are living with your parents here, but if you don't think outside the box, then you have limited the possibility. Trust me, you will be happy with a good person from another country than a bad person from your own country. I am telling you, I can do a whole show on some of the advantages and surely disadvantages of marrying from another culture or another country. But I want you to emphasize on this point number one. You have to update. Some of you, your mind has been so close that you can't even. Let me tell my story, right? When I wanted to date somebody, right? When I wanted to date somebody, as an Ashanti boy, I was so close-minded. I thought anybody who don't speak Twi will never understand me in life. Not even from Ghana. I had this mindset that anybody who doesn't speak Twi will never understand me. I don't know why, but I said I thought that if you don't speak Twi, you only understand me in English, and I don't speak proper English, so you might not understand me in life, right? Until I graduated from university, and I went to stay in Connecticut all by myself, and everybody that was around me was white. And so, when I started interacting with them, I started sharing some jokes that I thought only an Ashanti person would understand the jokes. And all the white people were flipping tables and laughing and going like. So when I realized that if I can make this kind of joke and they understand this so well on that level, then I realized we are all the same people. And so some of my jokes were even more funnier to them than even my friends who were from Africa. So I just say to say that some of you have come to America and you are looking for a Ghana person to marry. And because there are not enough Ghana people, one Ghana guy who is a fool plays with the girls because they know that there are not enough Ghana guys in town. So I could take advantage of that. But once you change your understanding, once you change your preference, because you are a global citizen now, the whole world become you. There are good people out there, trust me. If only you can. But I will stop this point very soon and put a disclaimer. So it's not by force, it's an option. So don't go say that he's preaching that we should marry outside. I'm just saying that it's an option you can explore. That's my first point. In the dating market, there's an option you can explore. That is the first one. And so I was already dating a Ghanaian girl. But if I had gone to Connecticut without having a girlfriend, I would have married a white lady. Because I was surprised that they were so like everybody else. Simple jokes they get. And they get, oh my, people are the same. So don't let the container fool you. We are all the same people. You can find a good Spanish girl. You can find a good Spanish boy. You can find a good Jamaican. You can find a good Italian. Every kind of... And your kids are going to look cute, by the way. All right. I'll be right back to talk about point number 2. Stay tuned.
Ancient word, ever true they are, changing me, oh Lord. I put my hope in your word, ancient word. Oh Lord of mercy, hey. Your word has lifted me. Your promise is true. You won't fail me. You won't fail me. Your word has lifted me. Your promise is true. You won't fail me. You won't fail me. You God, you cannot lie. Even when things don't go my way, I trust your word for me. Even when I don't see your hand, I trust you. my past life. I put my hope in your word.
Your ways are higher. Your plans are better. You won't fail me, Lord. You won't fail me, yeah. Your ways are higher than mine. Your plans are better. You won't fail me, yes. You are God who cannot lie. Even when things don't go my way, I trust in your heart for me. Even when I don't see your hand, I trust you. I trust you. Yeah. I trust your heart. You can override my will, yeah. Anytime. I trust your heart. God, I trust your hand. And you can override my will, my will, yeah.
You are God. You cannot lie. Everything you say is true.
Everything you do is right. You are God. You cannot lie. Everything you say is true.
Everything you do is right.
All right. So your questions are welcome very much. So we are talking about 5 tips you should consider. The tip number 1, you have to adjust your culture and your preference when it comes to love, especially if you're in the diaspora. You don't have to marry a Ghanaian. And I think it's a very sensitive subject, but you don't have to. And and if it was about 20 years ago, I will tell you only that in secret. But the world is changing so fast that to think that the cultures are merging, so there's a much likelihood that your resistance against your family will not be as strong. But I still know from my background it's not that easy, but I want to throw that in there. Point number 2, when it comes to dating, date a man who's available, not a man who is valuable. Date a woman who is available, not a woman who is valuable. This is so important. I have to say it over and over again. When it comes to dating, date a person who is available, not a person who is valuable. Do you understand that? All right. Now, I have realized that most of our generation, we have a big problem, which is we didn't see the time this world was planting the seeds that has germinated to what we see. By the time we were born, internet maybe was even around. By the time we were born, a lot of things have already started. For example, by the time I was born, mega churches had already started. So with that, you have this idea that if I want to start a church, it has to look like a mega church. When you go to a village on the season of harvest, you think that you can go to your village and also harvest. But you forget that before they harvest, they planted. So the biggest problem we have is that we are living in the harvest of the world. So when you see a beautiful couple, you have the tendency to think that they are actually married that way. You understand? You think they married that way. So all the beautiful couples that you see around, when you remember when I visit my senior pastors, I look at their album and the way these pastors look, I was like, what did you say to mommy for mommy to marry you? So all the people that are so beautiful, they married for 30 years and all of that, and you see them so glamorous. The guy looked so awful and bad when the woman met him. But because the reason is because the man and the woman were available to each other. I want you to hear me. It's better to be with the guy who is available than the guy who is valuable. You understand? A valuable guy is the catch of town. A valuable guy is really good. But the key thing is that you will miss your chance of marrying if you don't go with the available and you mistake yourself to go with the valuable. Now, if you go with the available, you will be valuable in your marriage. But if you go with the valuable, you might be miserable. If you go with the available, your marriage will be valuable. You will build it together. Let me tell you another thing. The reason the guy is valuable is because he has substance. All men are created equal. The guy you don't like, if he gets money, you will like him. Handsome is money. Sexy is money. Pretty is money. May his soul rest in peace. Bernie Mac was the ugliest kid in his classroom. But when he got money, Bernie Mac became an attractive man. The guy you don't like because he doesn't have swag, get together and you start making some money. You see how much swag he has. Take the available and make him valuable. Because the one who is already valuable, they are very difficult to marry because they pride in what they have. You will tell me, Pastor, how about those who are available and you take him and you buy him car and he start cheating on you? Good point. You can sit in this life and come up with all the reasons you won't do what you have to do. What we don't have is time in this life. Everything has an advantage and disadvantage. So yes, there will be guys you will take and you will polish him, and in few years he will cheat on you. There are some guys, they are good, they won't cheat on you. So to use one excuse to not do something is not wise, it's not fair. It's like saying that your wife wants a baby and then the husband says, I just saw a baby that just died, so I won't make a baby. What if he dies? You see, you are using what if. You have not even done the thing, but you have already concluded in your mind that the guy, when I polish him, he will cheat. So you are using a maybe not to stay single. I know some people, I will never bring him from Ghana. The people they bring from Ghana, when they come, they change. I prophesy that yours will not change. Go bring him. I prophesy that yours will not change. Go bring him. You see, so don't use maybe to slow your life down. And the funny thing is, those who don't go for the available, after time is going, by the time you go back, the available too is no more. The valuable didn't say yes to you. The available is also gone. So go. He said, Pastor, I don't love him. Trust me. We are talking about real life. So I'll talk about love and marriage one day for you to know. Marriage has nothing to do with love. Marriage has nothing to do with love. Okay? It's just a joke. But what I'm saying is that what you think love is before marriage, when you enter, you realize that love is a totally different story altogether. So I want you to understand this very closely, that what we are dealing with is go with the one who is available, not the one who is valuable. That's why I say I don't like him. 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 He's not my type. He's not my type. You know your type. Everybody is your type. All they have to do is repackage themselves. Haven't you seen a girl you said no to, and after 6 months you see her and it's like, I have missed something. Human beings are everybody's type. It's just a matter of packaging yourself. They are your type. So point number 2, go with the one who is available, not the one who is valuable. You will be very happy if you say yes to this guy you don't like and you build a life you like, than to say yes to a guy you like and build a life you don't like. So that is the point number 2. Don't forget, go with the one who is available. Your friends will laugh at you. This guy. After you are chopping love, they will like, hey, this guy is romantic. Oh, trust me, God is not a man. He will not put you where your husband is not. Just that your standards are funny looking. The person you love is in your circle already, but you are looking outside. You are looking for special people. You are looking for a special product. You are looking for somebody extraordinary. It's all makeup. It's all Brazilian wig. The girl that you don't like, if you take her and you guys work together, she will be more prettier than the girl you like. Beauty is money. Don't forget that. Because the human being is clay. And so you can polish any clay if you have the right money. The character is the important thing. All right. So point number 2, go with the one who is available, not the one who is valuable. All right. I hope you are writing down. Now we go to point number 3. So number 1, we talked about your preferences. Number 2, go with the one who is available. Let's go on. So number 3, I will touch on what I call look back, don't look forward. Look back, don't look forward. It's my own kind of ideology. When it's time for you to marry, most people are looking forward to a person they are going to meet and date, like a person you don't know from anywhere, that you go to a birthday party and you meet and all of that. That is a bad idea, because when you date a person you don't know, you're going to waste your life and your money. You might end up dating somebody's boyfriend. You might end up dating somebody's husband. If you date a person you don't know, you date a person that is somebody's partner, and it's going to cost a lot. I think I talked about it last time. So the approach I will teach you, which is point number 3, is the fact that you have to date back. In other words, now, if you are listening to me and you are, let's say, 32 years old, if you turn back, so what I mean, you can write this. The point is like, create your own love. Don't go search for love. Create your own love. Don't go search for love. That's what I'm talking about. Now, if you're 30 years old, you have 30 years of history of your life. You can recall 30 years of your life and the many people you have seen and the many people you have been with. When it's time for you to marry, you stop there and you turn back and you think about all the people you met when you were 25, when you were 24, when you were 23, all the way to when you were class 1. So you can ask, wow, where is Martin? Martin, we're in class 4 together. Where is he now? You start asking, and then we say, oh, Martin went to Germany. And say, hey, let's hook up, Martin. When you hook up with your history, you can go to your future. So when you're looking for a partner, don't look for somebody you just met yesterday. Look through all your history. The girls you went to class 2 with, class 4 with, class 5. Check where they are in this world. Some of them are married, some of them are not married. But there was some guy who used to poke you with a pencil. Ask where that guy is. There are some people who used to kind of make fun of you, who had a crush on you and all of that. Find out where they are and go make Go create your own love with them. It will be so fun. Now that WhatsApp group have started, now that people are used to it, but when it started and you put all your old schoolmates inside, it was just fun. It was fun because you get to talk about a lot of historic things that you have gone through. So the advice I'm giving you is that make your own love. Don't go look for love. And you can do that when you cast your mind back and find out all the pretty girls you have ever seen when you were growing up. Find out all the handsome boys, all the amazing. Find out where they are. Some of them probably are still single. You can hook up with them and then you can create your own love because you knew them already. And also, I believe that the love was there. So you don't have to worry about anything at all. So I would totally recommend that you do that. Look back, go back, ask questions. Where is this guy? Where is this girl? Where is this lady? And those people, when you hook up with them, and that is how I believe you will have knowledge on the people you marry. If you do this formula, you don't need no social test space because life has exposed them to you already. You know this guy when you were in school. You know a little bit about, even though people change, but at least you have a starting point to talk to them. Go on Facebook, search for all old friends that you like. Just try and find where all they are. Ask them, hey, well, how's it going in your life? What is new? If you wait too long, by the time you go there, they are all married. So you have to start around maybe 20 and go back and find out where your old friends are. Connect with them and you never know what will happen. If you are in Germany, you can you see what I'm trying to say? The world is becoming small. You don't have to have a home in Ghana. You can have a home anywhere in the world now. You don't have to have a home in America. The whole world is your home now. You understand? You can go to Singapore, which is about 12 hours away from us. Just in 2 days, you are there. You understand? So think global. Think global. Think global. Think global. We'll be right back to continue what we have started. 3 things that I believe you should keep in mind. So don't go anywhere. We are learning together.
I am not safe. I am not alone. God is in control. God is in control.